vendor restock for August. I think today's the 18th. And we did one last week, and it was over an hour long. I'm going to try and shorten that down a little bit, as I'm not going to talk about all the weapons and gear. But let's get started. There is a Cassidy here that has destructive, responsive, and boomstick. If you like running that weapon, you can roll off destructive for deadly. There's a pecan as well that has unforgiving, competent, and pecan. You can play with unforgiving if you don't run high stamina, and put on something like deadly. There is a Tactician's Authority pack, rolled 1260, basically max cap for skill. You have skill power rolled as well, and ammo capacity, and your armor on this is not horrible. These striker knee pads aren't too bad. They do have burn and bleed resistance. I'd rather have shock on there, but they do have skill. The armor is pretty much capped out, and you can play with the firearms number and roll it up and down. These Predator Mark knee pads aren't horrible as well if you need a pair. They don't have shock or burn resistance, and they are rolled to stamina, so if you need a piece, they are there. There is a Deadeye holster, finally. The only thing that really matters is the firearms in this. The skill haste is great as well. Some people prefer to have either reload speed or health. But if you need a Deadeye holster, you can pick this puppy up and roll the firearms to max roll. There's a pair of Savage gloves with enemy armor, crit damage, and pistol damage. If you're running a skill build, not bad, but the armor is extremely low. A pair of Lone Star gloves, rolled 985. I think the max roll is 1001. Shotgun, skill, haste, and health on kill. Already rolled the firearms. You could play around with one of the other talents if you wanted to. Not max by any means. Final measure. Gloves, half decent armor. Rolled to firearms, crit chance, and SMG damage. Another pair of Firecrest gloves. Not too bad. 1235 to firearms. You could put that to skill. Have enemy armor damage, crit damage, and shotgun damage on them. It's a god roll for Reclaimer. You could switch the firearms to skill and go from there. Set up Banshee gloves with assault rifle damage and crit chance. Chances are you might run an assault rifle, so you can switch out pistol damage for assault rifle damage, or you can play with the firearms. Horrible electronics. Ballistic shield damage. Still not 100% on how that's rolling out. And everything else is garbage. The blueprints for today, if I can see them. The MG5 blueprint, I will pick one up, and that is everything. I'm gonna pick up this Tyrant suppressor as well. I'm basically now picking every blueprint up that I really need. Alright, let the fast travel begin. I know I got some complaints about this, but if I'm doing it live, there isn't really much that I can do to get rid of the fast travel screen live. Wish I could, but I can't. So you guys will have to work with me on that. As you're watching this, interesting to see what's happening with the masks right now. I don't know if everybody is kind of staying up to date, but the people are really complaining about how that is. So we have astute gloves, which are garbage, and we also have 1232 garbage. So in Autumn's Hope, do not bother going to it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are having issues with how the masks and tier rankings are, and how people are either hacking and cheating to get through their stuff and get into the highest rank, which is tier 3, not tier 1. It is a little bit frustrating. I will admit that when you're really wanting to get into tier 3, you just can't compete with guys that sit there and play all day. But it is what it is. SOCOM MK20, no point in talking about it. And this laser, nothing else to talk about. So that is Wolves Den. Absolutely nothing. Alright, we are in Dante's Run. Let's go check it out and see if there's anything worth keeping. Figures chest piece, if you're looking for one, extremely garbage roll on the armor. All resistance, health on kill, and ammo capacity. You realistically, if you were running stamina on it, you could leave it and put on health or skill haste, but it's garbage. And a garbage electronics mod. We are off to the cavern. My favorite safe house, as I always mention. Really like the look of it, it's cool. Astute gloves and support station range. So if you're looking for a support station range mod, there you go. 6.5% to a max of 7%. And we were in the cavern. Kerman Station. Let's go check it out. See what is in Kerman. So we have an ACR that's got prepared, brutal, and destructive. You could roll off prepared and put deadly on, but there is, quite frankly, a lot better weapons out there in regards to assault rifles. And there is no scope. So Kerman Station doesn't have anything. We've looked at the base of operations. I will go back at the end and do the vendors up top. Heading over to the meat locker. Take a peek and see what they got. I'm gonna really try and whip through these quick, and I'll do a summary at the end of the video. Another weapons vendor, snub nose, not really something you want, and this compressor, nothing that you really want. So we are gonna go to the safe house here, the last call, and see if there's anything worth looking at. How is everybody enjoying 1.7? I'm actually really enjoying it. I think it's been a good patch. I do really enjoy it. A black market M60 E8 E6, my bad, with destructive, vicious, and unforgiving. You could roll off unforgiving and put in responsive or deadly, but nothing that really makes me go ooh ah. And the Osprey is garbage. Working our way around. To the ward. Garbage holster and skill haste. Now, I've come out in a lot of videos and said that 260 is the minimum that I would buy, or not buy, use electronics mods. But if you don't have any electronic skill haste mods, this isn't horrible. You're only, I think it's 17 off the cap. I think it's 267 if I'm not mistaken. It might be even 272. I actually don't have the total cap, but it's fairly close. So go nuts. The skill haste is maxed. Yeah, not too bad at all. All right. Let's go next. Back across the board a little bit because we missed Madison. Let's see what the deal is in Madison. Alright, so we are in Madison's stand. I wish it was Madison's last stand, but let's go and take a look. So an inventive backpack, 1205, 1333 I believe is the max roll. It's rolled stamina, 11,000 skill power, so it's on the lower end, and ammo capacity, but you could roll the stamina over to electronics and get a great skill electronics inventive backpack. And the prototype performance mod is ballistic shield resilient damage. Thanks for joining, guys. I am doing a quick fast travel, so you are going to be seeing the fast travel screen, but we are talking our way through this. Last week's video was over an hour. I'm going to try and do this in less than 20 minutes, and then I'll timestamp it. Talking about 1.7 as we do this, and also what's happening with the masks and things like that. In case you missed the patch notes, obviously, you guys know about the global events and things like that. We're in Southpaw. An operator pack, which is garbage, and a 6% turret damage. Honestly, you'd rather have duration. You'd rather have turret damage, which max at 4, or turret health if you're going to run that. So, absolutely nothing in Southpaw. Heading up to the Grindhouse. Alright, at Grindhouse.
What you looking for, huh?
Taking a look at the weapons vendor, hunting M44, so 155 headshot damage. Now, your damage is going to be different than mine because I'm not running a high-end build that's going to have a lot of firearms. But the headshot damage is there. Harmful, fierce, and competent. It's actually not a horrible M44. You could put deadly in the fierce position talent, and potentially have bleed every 15%, but I have seen better snipers, and this is a garbage.
See you around.
Alright, so we are off to Firewall. Alright, at the fire wall, let's go over and take a peek.
Hey, gotta see it to believe it. So
We've got Tenacious, rolled firearms, skill power, and burn resistance. Actually not a horrible mask. You could re-roll the firearms to a higher roll or to electronics and have a pretty good mask. The max armor can go up over 1,000, but quite frankly, it's not too bad. And the performance prototype mod is 3.5% turret damage, 4% is the max. Not too bad if you're looking for turret damage. And in fact, sometimes if it's a different character, I am running these because sometimes I haven't bought enough or found enough. So yeah, so turret damage, and we had the Tenacious Mask that had firearm skill power and burn resistance. Our last safe house. Is the crypt. Let us go see what is in the crypt, aka the most confusing safe house ever. So we have an AUG with self-preserve, talented, and predatory. Actually not horrible if you're running a nomad build, if you're running a skill build, that's like a bit of a backup to your team. You could roll off self-preserved and actually put in probably a deadly on that, and have an okay backup AUG in terms of, this would be if you're backing your teammates up. And garbage heavy magazine. So really nothing. Let's zip back down to the hub, which is over here. Take a look. So the global events are out right now. As of right now, they have different commendations that I hope everybody's unlocking. I think it's 260 or something like that. Part of the grind, you get
Exiting the safe area.
the ability to earn your way to get 3 different masks, basically ranked on how much you grind. So at the hub, Super 90, Adept, Ferocious, and Self-Preserved, and a muzzle brake that is garbage. And there's a gear vendor here. Where are you? It's the weapons vendor. There's the gear vendor. Another inventive backpack that's got critical damage, disrupt resistance. It's kind of garbage. The other one that was in Madison's stand was better if you're looking for an inventive backpack. And smart cover damage resilience. Really frustrated that smart cover kind of went down. If you're joining us, we are doing it live, so there is going to be the fast travel screens, but we're talking through it. Going to try and keep this video close to as 20 minutes as possible. I'm probably already there. But to be honest, there has been absolutely nothing today. It's been so bad. Not one god roll weapon like we had last week, but that's okay. Alright, so in the Darkstone gear vendor in checkpoint DZ08, we have accomplished, steadfast, and continue on the streak of today's garbage rolls. We've got absolutely nothing. So yeah, the face mask uproar, people are really frustrated with it. A lot of YouTubers are coming out and talking about it. I do think it's a little annoying that guys can sit at their computers and grind, or PCs, PlayStations or Xboxes, and grind all day long, but what can you do? DZ08 South.
Attention. Supply drops are now expired.
So, first waves, competent, responsive. So, it's actually pretty good converted SMG 9. Not my favorite assault rifle. 20% crit chance, could be 23, 24. Don't look at the damage because it's based on what build you're running. But competent, you could put on deadly and have responsive, and this is a god roll converted SMG 9 submachine gun. Going through these weapons here. Not bad for a black market M60. You could put on something other than accurate, put on deadly and have a depth destructive and deadly. Not too bad. That's DZ08 South. Let's go down to DZ6. Okay, DZ06 East. We are looking at snub nose, garbage, cunning gloves, garbage, 6% first aid self heal. So if you're looking for a self heal prototype performance mod, here it is. Not a horrible extended mag. I've seen them better. Honestly, you want to be running around now with 120%. But if you don't have one that has crit chance of damage on it, here it is for you. Alright, let's head down to East 46th Street. Alright, so pistols I'm not really going to talk about. Cunning gloves are garbage. Alright, so here we go. Here's a electronics mod. Prototype. Lower on the health end, but pretty good on the electronics. So if you're looking for an electronics with health, here it is. Other than that, everything is garbage. Over to East 42nd Street. So we are in DZ. Oh, we should go fuck some man-nuts up. We are in DZ03. Classic AK with deadly swift and accurate. Pass on that. Inventive already rolled to. They want to put out inventive today. That's a third one. 215. Again, it's right in that armor range. Rolled electronics with health and disrupt resistance. Pass on it. Turret health. Okay, so here's a turret health mod. I would prefer to have turret damage, but if you want to have your turret up a little bit longer, here is a 7% mod and another garbage grip. They're really, really not giving anything away today. Down to East 40th. Alright, so East 40th and DZ03. We've got a garbage M870, garbage Prosperous knee pads, and a garbage electronics mod. Alright, stability, if you're really looking for it, you can put it on with this sight. Crit damage and crit chance, but quite honestly, it's a garbage sight. Let's head down to East 34th Street. Take a look down there. Alright, so we are in DZ02. Classic M1A. Kind of garbage as far as I'm concerned. Accomplished knee pads, garbage sticky bomb damage. I am still running sticky bomb in PvE. I'm gonna probably, if I can find a 4%, I'm gonna buy them and try them out and see what, because that's 16% extra on your sticky bomb. It takes me over from 1 million to about 1,200,000. Interested to see what works with that. This suppressor is garbage. Lot of garbage tonight, guys. Absolute whole horrible lot of garbage. We are down in DZ01 East 31st. We have an AUG that's got meticulous, hurried, and skilled. It's garbage, steadfast, garbage, garbage. Guys, we are getting garbage. This hand stop's okay if you're wanting reload speed with crit damage, but probably have better ones already. Moving over to 5th Avenue, bottom of the DZ. It's a checkpoint. Taking a quick peek. Brutal, determined and commanding, garbage, astute garbage, electronics garbage, and a C79 scope. Here is one you could buy if you're looking for high crit damage. It's got optimal range and stability, so there's no crit chance or anything else on it. But, or headshot damage, but that crit damage, if you're looking for it, is there. I think 19% is the max, so you're pretty close to it. For 24,000 Dark Zone credit funds, go and take a quick look at it. That's at the bottom of DZ. Moving on over to West 31st Street. Has anybody changed the customization of their character? I went in and did on one. It was okay. It's kind of cool. You can play around with your beard, or if you put any tattoos on. A tactical SA58, garbage. Operator pads, prosperous, garbage. This is good. 5% support station healing speed if you're running a reclaimer or tac build with support station. If you're healing for 100%, you put 4 of these puppies on, you're now healing for 120%. So 20% isn't horrible. Magazine with crit chance and rate of fire. On the lower end for ammo, or size, but if you're looking for one that has crit chance and rate of fire, there it is. Heading up to the east side, West 34th Street. Let's go up and take a quick peek. We are in DZ02, West 34th Street. M700 Tactical, deadly and elevated. You kind of want to have the carbon to get that 5th slot open, so not a great weapon. The rejuvenated mask is horrible. Turret health for the 2nd time, and improved iron sights, garbage. Let's keep this show moving forward, people. Still looking for my spacesuit. I haven't opened up enough encrypted caches yet, but I am working on it. And classified gear, I've had a couple. I'm getting there with those builds, and when I get it, I will do a build on it. DZ03 West, military RPK 74 with prepared, deadly, and fierce. Could roll off prepared on this, as you're not going to be shooting people like 90 feet away. You could be, but I'd probably put responsive, but I would probably pass on that weapon. Firearms mod, if you're looking for one with health, again, it's on the lower end. It's rolled for 246 and 2877. It's actually pretty garbage, but if you need a firearms mod with health, there it is. Small grip, here we go. Again, not maxed out as 19% is. Accuracy doesn't matter. And reload speed, hey, any reload speed that you can add to your weapons isn't bad. So if you're looking for a small grip, here it is. Moving on up into West 42nd Street. We are at DZ03. Black Market sausage. Haven't seen too many people running around with these. Here is one you could play with. You could put Brutal on, but you do need the high firearms. And you could roll off Predatory for Deadly, and so you've got a Brutal, Deadly, Responsive. Personally, if you could get rid of Brutal as well, that'd be awesome. Put Competent, but such is life. Recovered, garbage. Electronics, an electronics mod that's garbage. Magazine size on a heavy spring mag, that is garbage. This week, I am going to say, unless there's a god roll in the DZ somewhere, which would be DZ2. Or this is just absolute garbage this week. It's like they said, hey, we gave you 1.7, now we're going to give you nothing. Garbage P, 416, Astute Gloves, because they want to give us about 25 pairs of those. If you want a stamina mod with skill power on it, on the lower end, but again, I always say if it's not 260 or up, what's the point, especially if you've been playing the game for a long time. If you haven't, this isn't a bad one to start with. And a Tyrant Suppressor, you can get them better, but crit chance, headshot damage, and crit damage, typically, you know, on assault rifle you can run this, but I think crit damage, in my opinion, is better. I think you can find ways to get your assault rifle up, things like Adept and Pulse, where you can get a pretty good crit chance, but damage is where you're going to get a lot of upper hand on your opponents. Up to DZ6 West 53rd Street, guys. This has been an absolute horrible, I can't even pronounce it as bad as I want to. Horrible restock. They have literally given us absolutely nothing today. And when I mean nothing, I literally mean absolutely nothing. There is just garbage. I don't think this guy has anything. Don't think so. I think this is just a blank checkpoint, but we'll just pop in here. I can't remember. I don't go to this one that often. So this is North 6 if there is something there, and there is. Alright, so let's go check the safe house up in DZ9. So the 3 sets that are out right now are Lone Star, Final Measure, and Deadeye. Not bad. I don't know. I kind of am. Let me just put on this. I'll run. Yeah, I can run that. All right. Did I actually put it on though?
Transmissions jammed.
Let's take a quick peek. I
Proximity
didn't.
coverage only. Backup activated. System
Come on.
rebooted. Caution.
Interested to see how all I've seen the Lone Star, and I've seen the the Deadeye, 6 pieces, and it's actually kind of cool. Like the Deadeye, instead of you have to be in cover to get your 100% crit damage, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The sniper, for me, it takes out the guys running in with SVDs and trying to like base tank with that and two-shotting you. Personally, I think the sniper build should be something that you hang back and pick people off, and I'm totally fine with that. Every game, every first-person shooter has something like that. It's annoying, but that's part of the game. That's part of the thrill of playing these kinds of games. The Final Measure, I really think someone has to run it when you're running in groups, especially when there's like lots of grenaders. It's definitely worth like having somebody that can do that. So, quick release magazine. Reload speed is awesome. Magazine size is right in the middle. Crit damage. Honestly, if you're looking to throw this maybe on a sniper rifle, now you're going to go, why wouldn't you put magazine size on? Honestly, you're going to go from 15 rounds, I think the max is, down to probably 10. But your reload speed is so important. And it's a toss-up between having more rounds versus having reload speed. And crit damage obviously is great. If you're really looking for headshot damage, here's a Omega rifle suppressor. Garbage accuracy, and this is a garbage scope. Let's go back to this. Yeah, let's just go back to this checkpoint. Yeah, I know. And go down and see what's in the next. So DZ9 safe house, honestly, garbage. Don't worry about it. Apologize for the video running a little long, but such is life. and I know people don't really want to see the fast travel screens, but when you're doing it live, you really can't edit on the fly. How cool would that be if you could like pause the video, but you don't get the pause, but it'd be kind of cool. So I'm wondering, I don't know what the next gear sets that are going to drop are going to be. I think it'd be kind of cool to get the up on that. So in case you guys don't know, blueprints are now shared across all characters. Currencies are now shared across all characters. Sometimes you have to log in a couple times for it to actually activate, but that's kind of cool. I am on the road to 2 billion credits.
Attention.
Pretty much have as much gear as I really need, and let's go here. So I'm trying to get to 2 billion credits. I think I'm at 1.7 billion. Crafting materials are now shared across all your characters. So if you're, logging into character 4 and you really want to craft something, you have it. They did do that with Phoenix credits. They've also increased target intel. So if you're wanting to do HVTs, you can do that very easily now. Okay. And it looks like they reset the HVTs yesterday. I didn't know that they reset this time. Thursday for me, but apparently they did. So what else? What else did they do? They fixed a bunch of stuff. They added a what else did they added the hard cap for RPMs on weapons, so it's no longer possible to like get a higher RPM over the cap. That SVD recoil, that's been spread throughout the throughout the line to be similar to the M1A, so it's not as stable. I don't think that's horrible. I think guys are sort of spamming that with the Deadeye build again, like we were talking about. You guys remember the defense? They changed it to now have from ballistic shield health to damage to elites. They're really trying to make that a PvE build more than a PvP. I kind of don't really like that. Alright, we're here in... where are we? We are in the safe room in DZ8.
Don't ask where this came from.
So we've got a Banshee Shadow Mask rolled for electronics, kind of garbage. Striker holster on the lower end of armor rolled for stamina. Enemy armor damage, garbage. Basically a maxed armored final measure backpack. Damage and disrupt. Disrupt is horrible. You'd rather have ammo or burn or shock, and the skill is low. I mean, if you're trying to complete the final measure build and you really want that a backpack, you could roll with this. On the, what am I looking at? Yeah, garbage armor on these knee pads, Tactician's Authority. Kill XP is always just horrible. I mean, if you're running for PvE, then that's not bad. They've got crit damage. You could increase the skill on this, but no burn, no disrupt, or sorry, no bleed, and no shock. You want 12s across the board if you're looking at a holster. This one is close to it, but I mean, if you need it, you can definitely play around with this. Crit chance is horrible in my opinion. I'd rather have skill haste, reload speed, or health. So probably pass on this. And the Alpha Bridge gloves, LMG damage, enemy armor damage, and crit chance. You could put on whatever weapon you're rolling, but the firearms are really low. Once again, garbage. Let us run back to the safe house, and then we're gonna go to let's go to DZ6. See what's going on. So obviously Ninja Bike Messenger Backpack, that is the new meta. Everybody is running and looking for that right now, and if you aren't, you should be. It completes so many different build combinations, so you really should be farming for that. And There has been so many different ways. You want to farm for this way and that way, blah, blah, blah. It's all good, buddy. There's nothing there. But you should realistically be going after this Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. If this guy wants to come at me, I'm gonna probably die because I'm really not set up to run PvP with what I'm doing, but that's okay. So yes, go and farm the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. Basically, run your weeklies. You're gonna find it in exotic caches, and then you're also gonna find it when you do you get your G credits and get the superior caches. So I mean, the other thing too is talking about the face masks and how people are kind of spamming, and then they're getting lots of G credits. And honestly, every week that they have the global event, you should be basically farming the whole week, because while the
System rebooted.
the 6-piece gear drops and goes into the loot pool, it's gonna be like the classified gear sets. It's gonna be very minimal. It's almost gonna be like an exotic drop. So if you're looking, let's say, for a Deadeye holster classified, and you miss it during the farming session for the week, then you may not ever get it. It's like it might be the urban MDR or whatever has been impossible for you to find. So during this week, and it kind of sucks if you don't want to do PvE, but you really should this entire week. Don't even go PvP, except if you want to be in the in the dark zone, or I mean, you can go play Last Stand, switch it up. But if you don't want to run Deadeye, or you don't want to run Final Measure, or you don't want to run Lone Star, then don't worry about it.
You go in without this,
But
you're dead.
when you have the ability to get it, now is the time to put in the work. So there's a Lone Star mask. Now, one more thing real quick. All of this stuff is useless. Let me just come out and say it. You need to have like 6 pieces of classified gear to get the 5th and 6th piece unlocked. So if you're gonna buy a Lone Star mask like this, go and farm for the classified gear. Don't buy. So Final Measure, Lone Star, and Deadeye. Do not buy anything except go and farm for the classified gear, is my opinion. You just get higher primary stats. It's just better stuff. So, saying that, Lone Star mask, mid armor roll, 1200 firearms. It's a garbage mask. This Final Measure, I'm surprised they're not actually putting out all the high end, like all the classified gear, while they're not maxing all this stuff, because all this is useless now. Rolled stamina, health, skill haste, kill XP. You could roll off the kill XP for ammo, but the stamina roll is garbage. The tack backpack, the armor is pretty much maxed. Roll the skill, health. You could put on something other than disrupt, but we saw a better one earlier. The striker knee pads, if you really want a good striker set of knee pads, probably aren't them. Tack holster. This isn't horrible, except it is, because the armor's garbage. You could probably get something better. Reclaimer, LMG, and crit damage, pistol damage could get rolled off, but quite honestly, you're probably going to want to have electronics rolled on this, so there's absolutely nothing here. Let's go down to DZ5. And we're going to run down there. We get killed by NPCs. Then we spawn in there. So there's been a lot of things that they've updated in regards to, obviously the full patch notes if you guys haven't seen it. Let's go this way. But the ballistic shield, I know there was a lot of people that were really frustrated with this. And I don't blame them. I actually think it's really easy to kill a guy that's running a shield. You just gotta move around. You can't, try and strafe. You gotta dive and then shoot. And some guys are really good, and they can easily see if we can walk past these guys. I doubt it.
This city needs us. They just don't realize.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Oh good, a shotgun. Remember when you used to not be able to get into because you're in combat? They've also reduced the airburst seeker mine damage as well. They've basically done the explosion damage. If it was out of excuse me, out of 900, they reduced it down to 600. So you're not going to get as many seeker mine builds running around now because they just don't do the same amount of damage. Garbage, heavy spraying, loud vent break. So here we go. This is not horrible. I'd rather have the crit chance and damage swapped around, but 19% crit hit damage, loud vent break, DZ05, not too bad. Everything else, garbage. So let's go down to this safe house right here. Take a peek. Nope, CB, this has been the absolute worst. I'm talking worst restock of life. Like, there's bad restocks, and then there's this restock. This is bad. There was an SMG-9 that could be god rolled, but wasn't maxed out on crit chance. So, no, it's been horrible. They fixed a bunch of bugs, though. They fixed support station would remain in agent's hand and wouldn't throw it. I don't know. I still get some of that stuff sometimes. I don't know. What else did they fix? Fixed a bug where first aid defibrillator revive would not prioritize over slower revives. I still don't know if they've actually fixed that, because I've tried a few times and it still hasn't picked me up, or not picked me up, it picked other people up. Signature ability resource, stamina mod, garbage, and pulse duration, not horrible, but you could run precision and not even run that. I'd rather run something completely different. Let's make our way down this way. We are almost there, guys. 2 more safe houses and we are done. Doing it live, you obviously got to go through all the loading screens and everything. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it, but we do have a good little chat about the game. Someone died there. Overall, after playing 1-7 now for 3 nights, 3 days, kind of like it. Something different. I like playing PvP, but I also like doing the grind and playing PvE. And to me, if you're gonna play these games, part of the game is the grind. It just is what it is. And probably not the best idea to run through here, but whatever. They really do add different elements to the game. Whether or not it's going to get old and tired after a while, probably. But once they introduce the next global event and we can get 3 different gear sets, I really hope they bring in Tactician. just really want to see what they're going to do with it. I think, to be honest with you, it's the most versatile build in the game, besides the individual piece that is the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. There's just so many different things you can do with the Tactician build, i.e. the Tac Hybrid, a Tac Healer build, Tac Specific Skill build where you're running for PvE. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. I'm also gonna probably get back in and play a little bit of Underground. Haven't been down there in ages and kind of just want to know what the heck's going on. So in Enhanced AUG, we are in DZ2 safe room. AUG is garbage, brutal incompetent, don't really want it. The sausage is garbage. Classic M1A, deadly, accurate, and vicious. The only problem is the damage on it's extremely low, and this headshot damage is garbage. Well, we are going to go back to the base because we need to, and take a look at the vendors up top, and then this vendor restock. And guys, I apologize, but they are just trying to fuck with us right now. Like, there is absolutely nothing, like one suppressor and like an SMG9 that they've dropped this week that's been anything worth looking at. Quite honestly, you probably have about 15 MP7s that are so much better than that SMG9, so it's not even that great. Horrible. So survival, they've increased it, so reaching tier 1 will reward you survival cash instead of a gear cache. Tier 2, and if you guys watch any of my other videos, I freaking love survival. Tier 2 gives you survival cache and 1 weapons cache. They fixed the bug where the Punisher accolade on the end screen would always have a checkbox. They fixed some issues in the environment. There's some places you could get stuck and you couldn't get out of. Sometimes the game would freeze, so they fixed that when you're leaving. They fixed a bug where mods couldn't be equipped. I never encountered that. In Last Stand, you can now see recent nearby players from opposing teams as well as from your own team. Fixed instances of the game freezing when leaving Last Stand. Fixed an issue with the position of a prop, which players could get stuck at a tactical point. Basically just a bunch of back-end fixes for Last Stand and Survival. The Advanced Weaponry vendor, you've got another SMG9 that is got responsive on it, garbage. This military P416, garbage, 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 and garbage. The crit chance, velocity, garbage, suppressor, headshot damage. Honestly, you really don't want to have headshot damage. Crit damage is probably what you're going for on all of your mods. You could be looking for high crit chance as well, but I wouldn't be putting on headshot damage unless you're running a high-end build with a sniper and you want to try and hit headshots. Everything else is garbage. Let's go take a look at the Dark Zone vendor at the base. Please garbage. Prosperous knee pads, garbage. Why are prosperous garbage? Headshot grants kills. Headshot kills grants credits. Who the fuck cares? Really bad firearms mod. Stability headshot and optimal range. Garbage. I hate to be so negative, guys, but like, this is just insane. Super 90 with deadly and ferocious with unforgiving. I guess you could technically run this as a PvE weapon, but so many things that are better to run. Stability, reload speed, and crit damage. Garbage. And finally, tac holster. That's recovered. Garbage. Electronics mod. Garbage. Guys, this is it. Thank you very much for watching. I apologize that on behalf of Massive and the Division, that there hasn't been anything better. But if you're getting to the end of the video and say, hey, what's happened? Is it any good? Garbage. Don't waste your time running around. There's 0.0 of what you need. This is KJ Ontario. I'm signing out. Thank you for the subscribes and likes. Guys, enjoy your weekend.